Okay, in this short video, just going to walk you through the course homepage for English 110. And there's a couple of features on here that I want you to sort of just draw your attention to. You'll be using the course homepage to to access all the course materials, including, the syllabus and watching the lectures and participating in the discussion forum. So it's important to log into the course homepage, I'd say at least once a day, um, just to make sure that you're up to date on what you should be doing. The first feature here, so if you scroll down, there's a course email, so you can click in there, and that's how you would send me a message. So you could say new message, and then select your teacher, so my name, and write your subject in. So basically just the same as you would write any other email. You can ask me a question, you could send me a short passage from your essay and ask for some feedback. If you want to tell me anything, personal, or, if you want to request an extension, that kind of thing, send me an email through the course homepage. You can drag and drop files here, so if you aren't able to submit your essay through Turnitin, sometimes it's a little glitchy or whatnot, you can just use the email function to send me your email or your essay through the email. Okay, so let's just put cancel. Okay, and go back to the course homepage. So that's the first feature, just a regular email, course email. News and announcements, I don't use this one very much. If I had an announcement, like if I wanted to announce that the final exam date, for instance, or something like that, I would probably use this announcement forum, and you should get an email just letting you know that there was an announcement made. The peer support forum for technical problems, this is sort of run by the IT support team. So if you do have any glitchy aspects, or you can't, add to the forums or something like that, you can definitely request some support through this forum for technical problems. The Ask Your Instructor forum, this one is more of a public, the rest of the peers can read this, so this isn't like an email, this is a forum post. But this is where you could ask questions to the instructor, so me, that you want or that you think is the rest of the class would be interested in also learning about or hearing about. So here you would, add a new discussion topic, and you could say, um, final exam date or something like that, and then that information would go to everybody in the class. So yeah, if you have a more public question that you don't mind everybody, or you think everybody has the same question, you can post to the forum, and that's one way to get your answer. If it's more of a private question, again, use the email. There's also live chats, so I try to log in once per week for any live chat with students. So if you want kind of an immediate response and you're available Tuesdays from 7 to 8, either myself or the teaching assistant for the class will be logged in at that time to answer your questions. But in most cases, email questions suffice. I usually try to get, email responses within 24 hours of reading the email, so I try to be very prompt with that kind of thing. So yeah, if you need to reach me, course email is probably the best way. For the first week of classes, you'll be, just following the dates and look at all the materials that are available to you. There's a little course orientation that you can go through. You can access the syllabus. You can watch a short video where you meet your instructor. I recorded a little video and talk a little bit about the class. In the introductory forum, this is where you can post a little bit about yourself and let everybody in the class know a little bit about you. So you can state your name, where you're from, if you have a favorite war movie or other text that you like. This forum closes on September 20th, so just make note of that. So you want to make sure you introduce yourself on the forum before that date. Oh, I gotta update this here. So you'll add a new discussion topic and just introduce yourself to the class. So you can say hello and just write a little bit of information about yourself. And then when you're done, post to forum. So it's a good way to sort of learn about how these forums work, because you'll be using those as well in the class for each unit to respond to some of the study questions. So that's basically the starting, first couple days or first day of the course. You want to go through that information. I'll just draw your attention to some other features for the introduction to the class. So there are going to be some introduction war lectures. So when you click in something that this little icon looks like a book, there's multiple chapters in each of those lectures. So here you have Unit 1 instructions, and you can click to the next page. There'll be some study questions. So these aren't mandatory. You don't have to answer them. They're there to encourage you to think about these questions being asked. If you do want to answer one of them, there is the discussion forum for each unit, and you could pick one of these study questions and answer them more formally in your response. But yeah, you basically just can click through these different chapters, and on the side here is the table of contents. So you can go through all this material, and there should be videos. Let's just see. They just updated this system, so it might take a little while for them to get all the glitches out. Okay, so yeah, and when you click on, certain chapters will have video lectures as well, so you can just push play on the videos and watch the lectures that way. There's a couple of poems in this unit that I'm asking you guys to read, but yeah, you can go through all this info here. And yeah, that's basically what we're going to talk about in this first week of class. Some of these information that sort of introduces you to war literature. These are copies of the 3 poems, so this is just giving you easy access to the readings. There's a documentary that I'm recommending that the class watch. It's kind of a good introduction to the field of masculinity studies and gender studies. So you should have direct access to Tough Guys 2 documentary. If you don't, or if you have trouble accessing the documentary or watching it, let me know and I can give you maybe a better link. But yeah, it should play for you when you click the video. And let's just see if there's anything else. There's some grammar reviews. The Department of English style sheet is, again, I think essential reading for an English class, just to make sure you are aware of what an English 100 paper should look like. There's a little matching quiz. Again, it's not graded, but if you want to check your understanding of some of the key terms that we are going to cover in from Tough Guys or from the other lectures, you can go through that. And then eventually other units will become visible. These won't be visible for you now, but I'll make them visible as we come to these dates. And you'll be able to, again, access more lectures and other readings. So that's basically all you need to know for the course. You'll want to select your exam location within the first week of classes, and then eventually, let's just see, you will have a discussion forum to add to for Unit 1. So I'll just click in this discussion forum. It is, there is a due date for these, so just make sure you're aware when the forum closes, because after that date you won't be able to access this forum and add to it. And each forum post is worth 3 marks, so there's 5 in total, so you want to make sure that you get your responses in. So for every discussion forum, you're responsible for writing a paragraph response and for replying to one of your classmates' posts. So yeah, again, you will answer one of the study questions that's posted in either below here or one of the questions that was in the lecture notes. And you'll write a paragraph response to that question, or you could pick a quotation from one of the readings and analyze it. So if there's a passage from one of the course texts that you thought was really important and you want to draw the attention of the class to this important quotation, you can sort of explain its meaning and elaborate on why you chose that quotation. Adding a reply is pretty simple, so you are going to read some of your peers' responses, and if it engages you and you have something to contribute to a discussion, you can add a reply. So yeah, these are just some study questions for Unit 1, so you could select any one of those and then say add a new discussion post. So here you could write whatever it is, you know, question 15 or whatever you want to write for your discussion topic. Say you wanted to write about the wars, and then here you could write your paragraph response. And then when you're ready, you can post to forum. I'm not 100% sure if it allows you to edit it after you post it, so maybe you want to do all of your editing first and just make sure it's like a polished paragraph before you click post, because I don't think you're allowed to edit it after you post. And then once there's a posting, you should also have the opportunity to reply, to click reply to your classmate. So yeah, there'll be a bunch of postings usually by students, and then later in the week you might go back and read some of those and reply. And that's basically how you do your discussion forum posts. Oops, I'll just go back, cancel. Oops. Okay, and then eventually you'll also have an essay assignment, so I just want to go in there. The essay 1 instructions will be visible, and there's some questions here, so I give you some essay prompts. You're going to pick one of them to answer, and then when your essay is completed and ready to submit, you can click into the Turnitin app and it will have your names listed. I think your name, I see everybody's names, but again, you'll probably see your own. There'll be a little cloud and an arrow under or beside your name, and that's where you can upload. So again, it's just a drag and drop option, so you can drag your file off of your desktop and name it whatever you want to name it, and then add submission, and then it should upload your paper into this Turnitin. So you should see a little icon when your paper is uploaded. It might give you a percentage, and that's its originality report or similarity report, where it's comparing your essay to other essays online or other materials online. It's kind of a plagiarism check, but again, I wouldn't worry too much about the percentage that's there. I'd only be concerned if it was, over 50% similar to other papers online, but even that there are, again, quotations in your paper and whatnot that could be very similar to other documents online. So don't worry too much about that number that comes up, but if you have any trouble uploading your papers, again, you can send me the paper by email is fine. And yeah, so this again will close on the due date for the paper. After this date, you'll have to email your papers in because the Turnitin option will be closed. Okay, so that's basically all you'll be using. So discussion forums, lectures, and the Turnitin essay. There'll also be, various links, so grammar reviews, that kind of thing will become visible, and there'll be other information there. I'll just draw your attention to another resource on here. So there are grammar and essay writing resources that I've uploaded. If you want a little bit more information about what are the expectations of an essay, an academic essay, you can click through the lectures on essay writing, and it gives you a little bit more background into the conventions of academic writing. So I would recommend going through those, especially maybe before your first paper is due. But other than that, if you have any other questions, feel free to email me through the course email. I also attached my Hotmail account on the syllabus, so if you want almost immediate answer, you can send it through that one or the course email, which I try to look at least once a day. One other thing, there is a message system here, so you could also do a message to me that way. But again, email is probably the easiest way of doing that. Okay, so that's all I wanted to draw your attention to for this orientation video. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to email.